and share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Leah. So I sent this message, I believe, November 24. I believe it's Wednesday, or I believe it's Wednesday. And I passed this message to you and explain in detail, step by step, what is expected next week. As everybody knows, next week is the oral exam. Okay, it's a very important activity in our course. It's the time to demonstrate the competence that is involved in the course and demonstrate the final result of this course is the final project. Okay. Just remember that during this course, you have a group of subjects: digital system, database and design, database design and analysis, resource management of computer system, interactive design, project management, and foundation of IoT. Okay. The activity next week is to cover all of this topic. Okay. It's important to have the foundation of all of this topic, but it's go a little ahead. Okay. The idea most of the time is not to check if you know, for example, in deep the IoT, but the idea is I understand IoT to be able to apply, to consider, to identify problems and see, oh, IoT is a good solution, or identify computer problems and see, oh, I need to solve this problem and use these techniques in database. The way to design this type of database, it is the way. For example, the idea is, or what is, I believe you don't have question about what is the normal form in the database, but maybe you have questions about why you design your database like that, or what you think about this situation. Okay, how to apply you didn't apply this normal form, the third or fourth, and why. Okay. The competence that we're looking for in this time is this 3-1. You can check these competencies. We didn't invent this competence, is involved in our course. If you see here in the finish the aprendizagem, you can check in detail all of these competence: the area competence, the disciplinary competence, and transversal competence. Okay. There are competence of it is not evaluating this in your exam. Okay, you can check here. Okay, in the oral exam, you only check these 3 competence that is here. Okay, oh, not here, is here. The first one is application of standard norms. Okay, what is involved in this competence? What is involved? It's the capacity, or you are able to apply standards. For example, the norms, the formal norms in databases is like a standard or norms. Okay. In other ways, for example, you learn a lot of topics, and in some topics you have some rules or some standards that you need to follow. Okay. The idea is, okay, do you know how to apply? You can identify the necessity to apply some standard inside the design and develop of products. It's the main idea of the first competence. Okay. Revise the standards that you use in the digital system, database, you have a lot. In my course in particular, for example, we studied the MQTT, AMQP, and the COA. Okay, COA, sorry. And each of these standard has one scenario to application. We designed the MQTT during the final, in the core, in the final product. Okay, the project, the final project. You decide to use MQTT, but you can decide to use MQP, or core is not, but MQTT is possible to use. Why you didn't use? Okay, the answer cannot be, oh, because the professor shows MQTT. No, you need to know. There is a really important decision to use MQTT. It is simple. It's much simple. It's simplest than the MQP. The scenario that you use is a very simple scenario. It's a good idea. Okay, but there are others. The second one, the STC 207 SE 0104 STE 0301 is about the project management. And in detail, it's about the technical subjects that you're learning during this course. Okay, you study project management. Oh, in the standards, back to the previous competence. For example, one thing that you study is about the Agile, is about the Scrum. It's a standard, it's a norm. Do you know how to apply the Scrum? I believe yes. You pass for, I believe, 4 or 5 sprints. You have time to, the Scrum Master knows, I believe the Scrum Master knows a lot. Okay, learn a lot about the process. The rest of the team that you don't have, does not have the rest of the team that does not have, for example, the responsibility or the task involved to be involving the Scrum Master who. Okay, but you know how you, for example, you need to describe your task, you need to participate in to estimate. Okay, again, it's important things that you need to know and you acquire during this course. In this here, you have the Scrum is involved, but there is more. It's specific about the technical subjects. Okay, you know how to apply a database in the digital system. We know about the challenge to design a hardware like you design and implement, deploy in the, not Arduino, in the Raspberry, for example. What is the challenge? Why you need to have resistors, okay? Why you need to put a resistor, for example, between the node, sorry, the Raspberry and the sensor? Okay, it is information that is related to these competencies, 3 competencies, one for each subject involving the course. And finally, is the digital culture. The digital culture is about, I believe it's a very important topic because, okay, you can have a lot of technical skills, okay? For example, one example, you can have a Java certification or, I don't know, a Cisco certification or a ICS2 certification, like a CCSP certification, the security one, okay? Or the other cloud certification, GCP certification. However, if you does not know how to solve problems and how to see the technical skills and identify opportunities in the real world to apply the technical skills, you only know techniques. You don't solve problems, okay? The digital culture is the identification of how to apply techniques inside the problem. Did you understand? It's a little different than to only have skill topics or technical skills. Okay, it's not only about to have technical skills. It's a little ahead. It's to have these technical skills, but together the technical skills, you can understand the problem and the word and identify opportunity to use technical skills inside the problems in the real world. It's what I asked, I believe 2 sprints ago, for example, about what's the problem that you try to solve? The big problem, you know, okay? The concept problem, you know, but you need to know how to apply the system that you develop in the specific problem, okay? You have the abstractions, You know the problem in the abstraction level. You need to describe a little more to apply the techniques to solve the problem in the specific scenario, in the concrete problem, or in the concrete scenario. Okay, it's what I asked you to do 2 weeks ago. Okay, it's the digital culture. Okay, before I continue, any question about this competence or what you need to know or what you need to looking for the next week?
No, teacher.
Okay. So how do you demonstrate this competence? Okay. There are two stages, okay, two phases, two stages, or two steps, okay? In the first one, you have a workshop, okay? What is the workshop? The workshop is an activity that you have the presence of the professors and you verify, you check the competence of the project, okay? What you check? First, you check that you complete the project IoT and the requirements you can, in your system, you implement these two things, okay? And the second thing that you're looking for, identify the level of student understanding of the subjects involved in the course, okay? It's the two activities. You check the system, that system completes the requirements, but you check too if you acquire the skills and the competence that is required to accomplish, to finalize the course, okay? The workshop has two parts. The first part is which group will have 20 minutes to make a general presentation of the project, okay? What is the general presentation of the project? You have a short introduction, no more than 5 minutes, okay? In these sections, you show the general project, you present the project in the general, okay? You talk, for example, you need to answer at least these 3 questions. What general question does the problem aim to handle? Why does it deserve to be studied? Is the motivation. And what is the specific problem of your solution is designed to solve? Okay, you need to, in the introduction, to cover these things. What is the problem? Why the problem is important? And what is my solution? What is the contribution of my solution in the specific context, in the local problem, and connect with the big problem, okay? The second situation, the second topic that you need to cover, again, no more than 5 minutes, is the architecture solution. The idea is to describe your solution. For example, you can use, for example, a picture like that, not this picture, but my picture like that, to explain how your solution works. Oh, I have a device that sends data, but I have a simulator too that you send to simulate the large picture, the big picture, something like that. Okay, and in the architecture, it's important to define the device layer, ad layer, and the cloud. For example, you can use the architecture from the documentation that I provide to you. Okay, you can adapt this documentation and put the documentation. You can use this document to a template or to provide some ideas how to design architecture. Okay, and finally, you have 10 minutes, no less than it, of demo solution. Okay, where you show the demo of, it's very similar to the activity that you did on, I believe, on Tuesday. Okay. Oh, but I would like to have more. Sorry, I would like to have other topics. It's not a big problem. You can have, for example, you can see, oh, 5 minutes is enough. I would like to use 15 minutes in demo solution. It's okay. What you cannot do, the presentation has 20 minutes, no more, no less than 20 minutes. Okay, and the demo solution has at least 10 minutes. The rest of time, I would like to use only 2 minutes here, and I would like to use 7 minutes here. I would like to use 7 minutes here, 3 minutes here. It's not a problem. I would like to include a new topic here, but the demo solution has 10 minutes. It's the minimum time, and the presentation has 20 minutes. Any questions?
No.
Okay. The second part is the aggregation, is the time that these professors you check you, okay? It can have no more than 40 minutes, okay? It's individual. For example, I can ask for Alan about one part of the implementation and ask, for example, oh, this part you implement this way. What do you think about to use the another approach, okay? Or why you didn't use this approach? Why you didn't do it? Okay, it's individual. You individually, you'll be checked. Okay, it's the idea. And in the total, the group will consume no more than 40 minutes in this part. Okay, can all of the students will is it the possibility one student don't be have question to you? Yes, it's possible. For example, things that one guy only present the things, or in the part of the presentation, the guy explained really bad, really good, and okay, I don't need to ask. The things that I would like to ask, he already answered in his presentation. Okay, there is this chance, but I don't believe. Okay, the workshop is the first step, is the first part of the demonstration of the competence. The second one involves the submission of the formal evidence. It's not more the presentation, it's about documents that you need to submit. Which documents? The report of the project, okay? The report is a PDF file containing the 4 sections: motivation, solution requirements, project planification, for example, the sprints and the tasks in each sprint, and the general performance of the project. I will show, when I finish this part here, I will show in the Jira how to generate the graphs here, okay? However, remember, the motivation is the project introduction, okay? The project introduction is the motivation. The solution requirements involve the part related to this part here, and the use case, okay? Not only the function requirement, but the use case, and the architecture of the solution, okay? And finally, you have the project planification, is the sprint and the task, and the general performance of project, not only to print the plot, but to explain the plot, okay? The second document is the presentation. You use, you generate a PowerPoint or in other tools that you use to generate a presentation. And, and you need to generate a PDF of this file and submit it. The source code, what is the source code? In the simulation part, for example, is the JSON of the scenario. And the Node-RED is the JSON from the Node-RED. And if you use a different solution, is the config file of the different solution, okay? And the workshop video, okay? All of this session I will record, okay? And submit these videos in the YouTube, and you can access from the, you can access in YouTube, okay? And I will send to each group the link, okay? What you need to do, download the video and submit in the campus. Any questions until the second part of the workshop? Oh, sorry, the second part of the Horizon. Any questions to hear?
No, teacher.
Okay. So, how to submit? The submission of this evidence, you use this link. Okay, this link, where this link is, you can go to the canvas, okay, and you have evidence the block, okay. In the evidence del block, you have this activity here. Evidência, documento de la solución del reto. Okay? It's the place you need to click here. This activity is closed to you yet, you cannot submit nothing. Okay, and you need to submit the files here. Okay, it's what is important here. You see in here, this activity is not qualified. Okay, it's not, you didn't have grade to this activity. Okay, you didn't grade, you don't grade. Okay, however, what is expected? I check with if you submit. If you submit, okay. If you didn't submit, you don't have grade. Okay. Remember that the oral exam involves two parts: the workshop and the submissions. You need to do these two things. If you didn't do one part, or you didn't participate in the workshop, or you didn't submit this document here, your grade is 0. Okay, it's important to say. Okay, the grade of the oral exam is 0. Okay, these activities in the general is a group activity, but the submission is individual. Okay, for example, the group Sacreville, all of the members of the Sacreville submit the same thing in this part here. Okay, but it's required to submit. Did you understand?
Yes.
Okay. When? December 2nd, okay? You have until 2 p.m. Mexico time to submit this file, okay? Okay, you finalize the workshop, check the video, download the video, adjust one thing that you want, maybe adjust the document with the feedback, I don't know. You finalize the documents and submit until December 2nd, 2 p.m. Okay. The last information about the workshop is presentially. Okay, Jose Maria will talk with the school to select a home. Okay, to make this event. Okay, the only guy that is using Zoom is me. Okay, the rest of the group will be physically in the campus. Okay, so because this reason is very, very important to go to the campus early. Okay, for example, it's the sequence. The first group to go to Conques is 9 to 10, the Los Panas 10 to 11, the other Sacramento 11 to 12, and Networks 12 to 1 p.m. Okay, it's important to follow and to looking for and to pay attention to the time. Okay, this event will happen on Tuesday, November 13th. Okay, and it's presently in the campus. Okay, and for example, the God Conquest, if it starts 9, come 8:50, 8:45. Okay, 50 minutes before the start of session to organize the computers, because you need to demonstrate, organize the things to show the results. Okay, any question, guys? No?
No.
Okay. I don't have the class yet in the campus. I already asked Jose Maria, I believe on Wednesday, he didn't answer. You make a double, I asked again in the few minutes after in the break. I will check him again about it, okay? And I will provide the place, I believe no more than Monday, okay? I will provide the correct room, I believe today, but maybe on Monday, okay? So do you have any questions? At least the only question that I believe you have here is the performance of the project, but I will talk now. Do you have any question about the oral exam? Any question that you would like to ask me? Is it okay? Okay. Give me a second. Okay. How to generate a report? Okay, pay attention in the process. Okay, you need to enable report in the Jira. You need to click here in the project settings. Okay, features. And in the features, you need to select report. You click here. Okay, and you click we return. And when you return, you have now this. Give me a second. Now you have this menu here. Okay, again, project settings, features, click on report. Okay, and now you have a report here. Okay, which type of report you have? You have a lot of types, different type of report. The report that I think that you need to use is two reports: the velocity report and the cumulative flow diagram. What is the report? Is the velocity report. The velocity report shows sprint by sprint, okay, the test and the result. For example, I don't know what is not shows the two others here. Maybe because you didn't finalize or didn't work. Or didn't set it. Yes, the reason is because you didn't fill correctly the sprint. It's a problem. You don't have any rastreability about what you did. Remember, I don't know who is the Scrum Master of this group. One activity is to set labels and to set story points. Okay? You didn't do in it's the reason that you don't have nothing in the report. You need to fix before you finalize the project. You need to go back to the activity, set the sprint, set the estimation of the story point, and try to rewrite the path. Okay, who is in this group? I'll check here.
Me.
Yes, teacher. We
Okay.
we have it, but in another like document separated instead of the year. But we will fix it. Don't worry.
Okay, but again, did you understand what is this graph is? Am I correct?
Yes, it's like how to see the values of how much time did we spend in each sprint.
Yes, what you committed, what is complete. Maybe, for example, in one sprint, you define, for example, I don't know, 10 story points, but you work only in 8. It's the situation. Okay, it tells the history of the project. The second graph is, okay, each is again is about the story points, what you having to do, what you have in the progress, and what you have done. And you can set here all the time. Okay, you don't have a lot because again, you only have in this dashboard here, you have only part of the history. You don't have the complete history. Okay, and it shows the cumulative flow diagram. For example, time by time, how you increase the amount of work that you need to do and the amount of done things. Okay. It's the two graphs that I think it's good to show at the end of this course. Any question about these two reports?
No.
No? Okay. Yeah, yes, it is. Okay. But true. Okay, if you don't, for any reason, you missed some part of the, to close the sprint or to set the story point, okay, back and rewrite the history correctly to have the correct report to show. Okay. Again.
Sure, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead, Leah.
So the general performance of the project is just to show these two graphics?
Yes, and it's the last thing. I look for another group to see that is. Give me a second. Okay, this one is 1, 2, 3, and the last sprint you didn't finalize yet. For example, this one is correct. Okay, and you have the graph, but I would like to have a two or three sentences explain the graph. Okay. For example, what this graph means to me. Okay, you planning and you follow your planning correctly. You don't have problems. Most of the time you have problems. For example, you did more than you planning, or you plan more than you did. Okay, in this case, you're planning one thing and you accomplish what you did. Okay, but maybe explain about it. For example, one thing is important here. Here you have much more story points than here. Why? There is a reason. Maybe explain the history. This graph is good to explain the history. For example, you work much more here than here. Why? Okay, there is a reason, but why? Did you understand, Leah?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Okay, guys. Any other questions? Okay. Now I will give a break. Okay, it's 44. Okay, I will 15 minutes break. Okay, when you return, okay, I just confirm if you have any questions. I open the breakout rooms and you go enter in the breakout room and start to finalize the project. For example, if you didn't finalize, for example, the Raspberry part, it's the time to finalize. I'm here to help. If you have problems in Node-RED yet, it's the time. I'm here to help. I will talk it when you back to the break. But I have this same type of sessions with the 302 groups on Wednesday. Much of the group has problems and told me, oh, my Raspberry is not working. It's not send data to the Node-RED. And the problem that happens is not the Node-RED, it's not the problem in the Raspberry. The problem is in the Windows where you install the Node-RED. Okay. If you have this problem, I will support to solve this problem, or maybe you already solved the problem or don't have this problem because you don't use Windows, use Linux, for example. Okay, but I will talk a little more about this specific problem. It's a problem that two or three groups in the another team has. Maybe you have the same problem. But again, after the break, you have time to work in the project. Don't use the time to other things. Use the time to accelerate the part that you have a real problem, that you have questions, and use me to solve it. Okay. The idea is to use this time to solve all problems that you have, to only need to work in the finalization, the things to finalize the project, but use the time to finalize the project now. Okay. For now, any questions? No? Okay. I will give a break now. It's 9:46. We return at 10. Okay. See you soon.